In this video, we are going to do an initial thoughts on my CBE CX-5 5-pin sight. The use case for this sight for me was the woods of Maine, so northeastern hunting, where the shots I intend to take are going to be from 15 to 40 yards. The woods are just too thick to make anything else work in most scenarios. And the big deer and the deer that I really want to go after don't hang out in places where a 40-yard shot is possible in most instances. So again, use case, thick woods, limited long-range opportunity, populated woods where there's houses around, where a rifle hunter wouldn't be able to ethically hunt, and then my shots are going to be between 15 and 40 yards. So I set out on a research path to find a site that could meet these needs as well as fit into my budget. Something else I had in mind was my Matthews bow is pretty heavy. So I wanted something that was relatively lightweight that would not add to the already heavy bow I have to carry around. So I set out to find a site. The site I landed on was this CBE CX-5 for a couple of reasons. I wanted 5 pins and I wanted micro adjustments, and I was looking for a dovetail site. The pros to this site as I see them, and some of the points that caused me to choose this site, the cost was $169.99 when I purchased it. That seemed like a really good value for what I was getting out of this site with micro adjustments and the construction that I saw. So the cost was $169.99. It comes with micro adjustments, both elevation and windage, which was really important to me. I had dealt with a sight with the set screw and you just move the sight around. That is horrible, and going back and forth to try to get like the little micro adjustments you need to get the pin exactly where the arrow's hitting consistently was just a nightmare for me. So I wanted micro adjustments. The next thing, there's 12 inches of fiber optic for each pin wound in this housing, this clear housing on the top of the sight. So the fiber optic is very bright without the need of a light, but it does come with a light with the sight. I didn't have to purchase it separately. So that was another nice value add. And it's lightweight, it's 9 ounces. So in my mind, that was a great option. The construction seemed sturdy enough for the tree stand hunting I plan to do, with lowering and lifting up the bow to the stand in mind, in case it hits any branches or anything, or has a less than desirable landing. Then it should be okay given the construction. I did not intend to put this in the bridge lock system when I purchased it. They have an adapter bar that you can purchase, but that being said, I did not intend to do that. Admittedly, when you put this dovetail into the Matthews bridge lock system, there's quite a bit of wiggle room, like a lot. I don't know if you can see that, but it's in the bridge lock system and there's a lot of wiggle. That set screw would have to be tightened down pretty dang hard. But as part of researching this for this video, I found instructions on how to take this apart and convert it so that when you put it in the bridge lock system, you have enough windage which is the problem with most sites. If it's just a dovetail and you try to put it into the bridge lock system, you will run out of adjustment on your windage. So that's the pros of the site. That's why I purchased this site. That's the use case I planned for this site. I do want to take some time to discuss some of the cons I've experienced with this site. So maybe a little bit of a nitpick, but when you crack the locking nut, it can be a little wiggly in here. So you gotta kind of trust the micro adjustments. I don't like that. I wish that it held it a little bit better while still being able to use the micro adjustments. That could be user error too. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong, but to me it seemed a little sloppy when you crack those, for my liking. Quality assurance. So when I first purchased this bow sight, it came with this bubble level in the sight. As you can see there, the bubble is wider than both of the leveling lines in that bubble level. You can see in the one that's installed currently has a little bubble. Obviously you can't use this to level your sight during the shot, so I attempted to reach out to their customer service. So this should have got caught in the manufacturing process. They should have checked this sight, made sure the bubble level was good before they put it into the packaging. Next, the customer service experience. So I attempted to reach out to their customer service via the Contact Us page. There's a little form at the bottom of that page that you can fill out to reach out to them. I got a confirmation that they received my message, but I never received any message after that. I attempted to reach out again to that same email address and got nothing. Finally picked up the phone a week later, talked to someone. They let me know that they would send me out a new bubble level. And I was like, great, awesome. I waited another week, did not receive the bubble level. So I went on to the CBE website and I basically emailed every contact I could find on their web pages before I got in contact with another person and they sent out another bubble level. I did receive both bubble levels. So they did send both bubble levels and they sent them to the right address. They just took forever to get here. So in my mind, if there's a product with a broken piece, you should probably give some kind of tracking information at the very least on when the piece will be there, or provide an estimated arrival time, or overnight it. That would be a better customer experience in my mind. There was also no follow-through or check-in after the fact to make sure I received the bubble level, that this piece of equipment was working well for me. Obviously, I realized that this was a lower cost site than maybe some of the top of the line stuff at $170, but I just believe if you're going to make something, you should stand behind it and make sure that the customer experience is the best that it can be. So the cons: quality assurance, customer service with CBE was a little rocky. But I didn't have to argue with anyone. I didn't have to prove that my site was broken. It was just getting in contact with the right people and actually receiving the fixed part. That was a little painful. So my general conclusions for this site are that it's a good hunting site for the type of hunting I will be doing. It checks all the boxes. I wish that the housing maybe was a little bit bigger. I could only get 50 yards with my FMJ arrows and 60 yards with my Sonic 6.0 arrows. So the range is pretty limited. I have both my top pin run all the way to the top of the housing and my bottom pin run all the way till it's hitting the bubble level in order to get a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 yard pin. So also the bottom pin is a 50 yard pin for my FMJs. So keep that in mind. If you're looking to shoot further than that, you're going to want a different sight, probably one that adjusts for yardage. But my general conclusion for this sight, it's a decent sight for the money. It's sturdy enough for my use case. It's all metal except for this carbon bar and this plastic piece for the fiber optic. Lots of mounting options to move the sight housing around as you need. So I think it's a great value, but just be careful of the quality. If you'd like to purchase this sight, I have a link down in the description to Amazon. I also have links to all the other gear I'm using on my bow, as well as my filming equipment. So if you'd like to purchase those things, feel free to use those links. Those links do provide a kickback to me, which would enable me to make more videos and try out and test out new gear. I do plan to do an update video on this site after hunting turkeys in the spring, and we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you in the loop as I continue to use this site, but initial thoughts are great hunting site for shorter distances. Go check out the CBE CX-5.